financial institutions, and currencies, and the joint public hearing with the Committees on Justice and Human Rights, Migrant Workers, and Ways and Means is now called to order. We would like to welcome everyone and thank our resource persons present here today. For the record, the Committee on Banks, Financial Institutions, and Currencies, as provided under the amended Rule 10, Section 13 of the Rules of the Senate, has the following jurisdiction: all matters relating to banks, financial institutions, government and private currencies, capital markets, mutual funds, securitization, coinage, and circulation of money. Pursuant to the same, the committee is composed of 11 members. And during the plenary session dated September 15, 2025, this representation was elected as the chairperson. And during the plenary session dated September 23, 2025, the following members were elected: our minority floor leader, Senator Alan Peter Cayetano, as the vice chairperson, and as members, Senator J.V. Ejercito, deputy majority leader, Senator Risa Ontiveros, Senator Loren Legarda, Senator Win Gatchalian, Senator Kiko Pangilinan, Senator Camille Villar, Senator Mark Villar, Senator Bongo, Senator Chis Escudero, and Senator Dante Marcoleta, also our deputy minority leader. Further, aside the minority leader who was elected as vice chairperson, the following officers of the Senate are ex officio members. They are Senators Lacson and Zubiri, our Senate President Pro Temp and our Majority Leader. Now, the Committee on Banks, Finance, we will go to this later. Perhaps at this juncture, we will ask our Committee Secretary, Attorney Paulo Macariola, to acknowledge our resource persons.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, everyone. For today's organizational meeting and public hearing, we are joined by the following. From the Department of Finance, we have Ms. Sarah Conche from the Policy Research and Liaison Office. We also invited the Department of Migrant Workers, represented by Assistant Secretary Jerome Pampolina, Office of the Sea-Based OFW Concerns, Director Janine T. Totanes from the Legal Service. We also have representatives from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, represented by Attorney Roberto L. Figueroa, the BSP General Counsel, Director Rochelle D. Tomas, Director, Consumer Protection and Market Conduct Office, Attorney Roger D. Dancel, Deputy Director, Financial System Integrity Department, Director Richard L. Monteras, Deputy Director, Financial Supervision Department, together with Attorney Christine Genevieve L. De Castro Lejano, Attorney Lara Victoria O. Esteves Austria, Attorney Levon Santos, Ms. Katrina S. De Villa, Ms. Luisa F. Ramirez, Ms. Josephine A. Davidines, Attorney Cariza Bianca M. Borlagdan, Attorney Joseph Michael E. Panganiban. From the Securities and Exchange Commission, the SEC is represented by Commissioner Rogelio V. Quevedo, Attorney Shiara L. Lupango Tamayo, the Director for Financing and Lending Companies Department, together with Attorney Joseph Anthony S. Perez, Attorney Morgan Christian M. Acol, Attorney Kenneth Joy Quimio, Attorney Iza Rosel G. Sibal, Attorney Noel Angelica E. de la Cruz, and Attorney Abigail Shekinah V. Tria. From the Anti-Money Laundering Council, the AMLC is represented by Attorney Aranio Dumale, Deputy Director for Investigation and Enforcement Department from the ALMC Secretariat, together with Attorney Darcy Galion, Ms. Catherine Rose Ferrer. From the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, the PAOC is represented by Mr. Genesis L. Tolejano, Deputy Executive Director, Director Winston John Arcasio, Director for Administrative and Legislative Affairs Office, and Attorney Ernesto V. Tendero, the spokesperson. From the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, the agency is represented by Ms. Jasmine Ann B. Gapatan, and the administrator will also attend Attorney Patricia Yvonne M. Kaunan. From the Insurance Commission, the IC is represented by Attorney Jason Robert M. Paredes, together with Attorney Camille May P. Medina. From the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the BIR is represented by Attorney Ron Michael Uy. And from the United Ola Victims Movement, we have the founder, Ms. Kikay Bautista, together with Ms. Jennifer Las Cañas and Ms. Maria Jelica de Guzman. That is all, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Comsec. At this juncture, I was just wondering, we have representatives from Department of Finance, right? Is ASEC Asuncion already here? No, who is representing the DOF? Miss Sarah Conche, she's around. Are you Miss Sarah? Yes, please join us. Miss Sarah is the DOF Policy Research and Liaison Officer. Is that correct, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Chair. Yes po, Sarah Conche. I'm not authorized po to represent the department. Nonetheless po, I'll be here to observe and will reach out to.
That is not acceptable actually. So who is representing the Department of Finance?
I'm reaching out po to the office of ASEC Asuncion. We'll get back to you.
So ASEC Asuncion is supposed to attend.
Yes, sir.
There is no USEC whatsoever, but it's okay with us. But if ASEC Asuncion is confirmed, COMSEC, so she's on her way. Okay.
I'll coordinate with
Yes,
COMSEC.
please tell her we are waiting for her. Thank you. At this juncture, may I just give a short opening statement. Muli, magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Salamat po sa mga guests natin na nagpunta ho dito. Hindi naman tayo sensitive na kailangan yung secretary yung pupunta, no? Madami rin namang USEC na pwedeng pumunta at ASEC, pero mahirap po talaga pagka yung sasabihin yung representative hindi niya pwedeng i-represent yung kanyang departamento o ahensya. Well, ngayong araw po na ito atin pong sisimulan yung ating pagdinig ukol po sa mga panukalang batas na layuning palakasin ang ating financial system. Tiyakin po na itaguyod yung transparency at higit sa lahat, maprotektahan po ang interes ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino. Bago po tayo magpatuloy, hayaan niyo pong ilahad ko muna yung ating agenda para sa public hearing na ito. 3 bahagi po ito, no? Una, yung panukalang pag-amyenda sa Secrecy of Bank Deposits Law at kaugnay ng mga batas. Kabilang po dito yung Senate Bill numbers 38 and 397 ni Senator Lacson, SBN number 150 ni Senator Zubiri, SBN number 232 ni Senator Escudero, SBN 286 ni Senator Pangilinan, SBN 1047 ni Senator Estrada, SBN 1364 ni Senator Erwin Tulfo, at SBN 1433 ng representasyong ito. Ang Secrecy of Bank Deposits Law, itong Republic Act number 1405, ay naging bahagi na po ng ating legal framework sa loob ng mahigit 70 taon. Yes, you heard me right, 70 years. Ngunit sa harap po ng mga modernong hamon sa ating sistemang pinansyal, tulad po ng money laundering, tax evasion, corruption, malinaw po na kailangan po itong ireforma at mapag-usapan natin kung anong klaseng reforma yung ating pangangailangan. Kaya po layunin po nitong panukalang batas na ating tatalakayin na una, palakasin ang integridad ng ating financial system. Pangalawa, palawakin ang saklaw ng disclosure sa mga bank accounts lalo na po kung ikaw ay opisyal ng pamahalaan ng gobyerno. At huli, gawing obligasyon ang transparency. Lalo na po para sa mga opisyal at kawani ng gobyerno. Lagi natin sinasabi, public office is a public trust. Talagang iba yung sukatan na ginagamit sa mga public officials. Kamakailan po, hinayag ni Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Governor Eli Remolona Jr. ang kanyang buong suporta sa mga panukalang i-lift yung bank secrecy. Lalo na po sa mga kasong may kinalaman sa korupsyon at financial crimes. Pati po ang SEC o yung Securities and Exchange Commission nagpahayag din po sila ng suporta sa panukalang batas na ito. At ayon po sa SEC, ang pag-amyenda sa bank secrecy laws ay magpapalakas sa kakayahan nilang mag-imbestiga sa mga kaso ng securities fraud at financial crimes. Magtataguyod ito ng transparency at magpapataas ng kumpiyansa ng mga investors sa ating bansa. Ngunit malinaw po na mananatili ang mga safeguards. Yun, importanteng mabanggit po natin, no? Lalo na para protektahan ang mga ordinaryong depositors na sumusunod sa batas, maprotektahan yung mga inosente. Dapat yung mga inosente hindi dapat matakot dito eh. Ang problema, pagka wala silang tiwala sa gobyerno, wala silang tiwala sa mga institusyon, they also feel that they can be harassed or this is subject to abuse. Kaya bibigyan din po natin kung paano natin maiaangat ang antas ng accountability habang pinapangalagaan po natin ang lehitimong privacy ng mga depositors. At tayo po dito sa Senado, naniniwala po tayo na critical ang mga reformang ito sa pagsugpo sa korupsyon, katiwalian at sa pagsunod po ng ating mga batas sa pandaigdigang pamantayan pagdating po sa financial integrity. Ikalawa na nais po nating pagtuunan ng pansin yung regulasyon ng mga debt collection practices. Talakayin po natin yung Senate Bill number 370 na inihain ni Senator Gatchalian at ng representasyong ito, yung SBN 603 ni Senator Padilla at Senate Resolution number 23 ni Senator Gatchalian. Ito naman po naglalayong imbestigahan ang mga unauthorized o abusadong online lending applications o OLA. Aabot po sa libo ang ating mga natanggap na reklamo mula sa ating mga kababayang nabibiktima ng online lending applications na ito at mapang-abusong pangongolekta ng utang ng ilang kumpanya. Kaya naman po layunin din po natin dito sa committee na maprotektahan ang ating mga kababayan laban sa panggigipit, pananakot at iba pang mapang-abusong kalakaran ng ilang debt collectors. Lalo na po sa digital platforms. Hindi po natin dapat hayaan na ang mga kababayan nating naghihirap na nga lalo pa pong mapagsasamantalahan. At huli po na nais nating talakayin sa agenda ngayong araw na ito, yung proteksyon para po sa remittances ng ating mga overseas Filipino workers. Yung pong salaping ipinapadala ng ating mga OFWs ay hindi lamang lifeline ng kanilang pamilya, kundi haligi rin po ito ng pambansang ekonomiya. So sa usapin po na ito, tatalakayin natin yung Senate Bill number 181, hinain ni Senator Camille Villar at ng representasyong ito, SBN number 1074 na inihain ni Senator Estrada at iba pang panukalang batas. Layunin po ng mga panukalang ito na masiguro yung pinaghirapang kita ng OFWs ay ligtas po at agarang maipapadala sa kanilang mga mahal sa buhay. So bilang panghuli po, tayo po ay umaasa sa isang produktibong talakayan ngayong hapon na ito kasama ang ating mga resource persons at kapwa senador na nais ko po i-acknowledge right now, Senator Erwin Tulfo, ang ating isa sa mga nagcha-champion ng mga advocacies ng ating OFWs at chairperson ng subcommittee ng ating finance committee dito sa Senado, tackling the DMW budget. And of course, our Deputy Minority Leader, ang nagsisimula pa lang, OG na agad ng Senado, walang iba kundi si Senator Dante Marcoleta. So sa inyo pong lahat, maraming salamat po at kung may mga opening remarks po ang ating mga kasamahan dito sa Senado, I'll give the floor to Senator Erwin Tulfo.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon, distinguished colleagues. Una po sa lahat, ako po ay nagpapasalamat kay Senator Joel Villanueva sa pagdinig ng aking panukalang batas, Senate Bill number 1364, or an act amending Republic Act number 1405, otherwise known as the Bank Secrecy Act. Republic Act number 1405 of the Bank Secrecy Law was enacted in September 1955. Primarily to encourage banking confidence and protect depositors. However, in reality, it has often been abused as a shield by corrupt public officials. Panahon na po para amyendahan ang batas na ito upang maging sagot sa lumalaking problema po ng ating bayan. This representation proposes to amend the law by authorizing a competent court or investigating body to examine the bank deposits of public officials. I look forward to a meaningful discussion, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po at magandang hapon sa ating lahat.
Thank you very much, Senator Erwin Tulfo.